Hello, class. So as I promised, this is the recording of the lecture. So this is the very first topic that we had in class. So I am recording this lecture for you to have something to go back to when you want to review or you want to be refreshed about the topic. So kung naguluhan ka sa lecture sa class because of course may kasamang recitations. So kung may mga nag-recite ka ng classmates at medyo mali yung sagot nila, so lalo ka tuloy naguluhan, okay? Dahil sa maraming mga sagot na narinig mo, then this is a sort of tutorial for you. Kasi this one, medyo mas maigsi na siya, wala nang recitation, and it's straightforward. And also, as I've told in class, I observed that during my years of teaching and even training in the office, that a person can get a good grasp of the subject matter when he or she is exposed to it 3 times. So kahit ako ganun din yung aking learning no, habit. 3 times yan bago ko pa maintindihan. So I have to read 3 times or I have to read and listen to lecture, ganyan, the combination. So maybe your first exposure is when you read your book, as I told you to come to my class prepared. Then your second exposure were the discussions that we made in class. And just in case you are watching this recorded lecture before your midterm exams, then this is already your third exposure. And hopefully, mas maintindihan mo na yung subject matter. Okay? So, let's proceed to the next slide. Okay. So, the governing law for intellectual property in the Philippines is RA 8293. So, it is an act prescribing the Intellectual Property Code and establishing the Intellectual Property Office, providing for its powers and functions and for other purposes. And also, I want to tell you, class, that I will do the discussions profession by profession, okay? Because that's how law students were trained to study, okay? Sunod-sunod lang. But if there are provisions that are connected to each other, then I will point that out. Okay, so Section 1 of RA 8293 just provides for the title. So it says this act shall be known as the Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines. And also, class, I want to tell you again why provision by provision tayo. And also, I reproduce the provision sa mga slides because come bar exam time or during the time that you will be reviewing for the bar exam, ang gusto ko sana is sa kudal na lang kayo nakatingin. And by just reading the provision, you remember, okay? You'll be able to remember all the discussions that we had in class and mako-connect nyo na siya. And also magkakaroon kayo ng idea, paano kaya itong particular provision na to matatanong sa bar exam. Kasi yung mga provisions din naman ang isasagot nyo sa bar exam. Of course, kasama yung mga jurisprudence, but yun nga yung purpose natin. For you to understand, no, the topic, the subject, na later on, by just looking at the provisions, you can explain kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng provision na yan. Okay. So, as we all know, no, the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, di ba? Sa consti nyo, from which all laws emanate. So this RA 8293 also has basis in our Constitution. So particularly, Article 14, Section 13. So it says, the state shall protect and secure the exclusive rights of scientists, inventors, artists, and other gifted citizens to their intellectual property and creations. Okay? Yan. Particularly, okay, when beneficial to the people, and for such period as may be provided by law. So three things, class. Okay? Three things. First, it says here, the obligation of the state to protect intellectual property. Okay? And then sa unahan, shall protect and secure the exclusive rights of scientists, inventors, artists, and other gifted citizens. Okay. Now, it also shows that the state is encouraging innovation, okay, for public benefit. Kasi sabi niya, particularly when beneficial to the people. But it is limited, time limited. Kasi sabi, for such period as may be provided by law. So we'll discuss more on this later. So I'm just showing you that RA 8293, okay, emanated also from our Constitution. So here, this is the section 2 of RA 8293. So it states the declaration of state policy. Tip lang class, okay? Familiarize with this or even memorize this if you can. Kasi ito na yung pwede mong pangsagot, okay? If you're asked what is the importance of intellectual property, because look at the first paragraph. It says there, the state recognizes that an effective and intellectual property system is vital to the development of domestic and creative activity, facilitates transfer of technology, attracts foreign investments. So it has also a role in our economy, okay, yung IP, and ensures market access for our products. It shall protect, ayan na, yung nasa Constitution, di ba? It shall protect and secure the exclusive rights of scientists, inventors, artists, and other gifted citizens to their intellectual property and creations, particularly when beneficial to the people. So meron siyang limitation na hindi lahat eh. Actually, hindi lahat ng inventions. For example, it says particularly when beneficial to the people and for such periods as provided in this act. So there are also limited periods kung kailan lang ipoprotect ng state yung exclusive rights of this people mentioned here. And then on the second paragraph, it states, the use of intellectual property bears a social function. To this end, the state shall promote the diffusion of knowledge and information for the promotion of national development and progress and the common good. Okay? So ito naman yung we'll discuss it later, no? The balancing of rights. So binabalance ngayon ng state yung private at saka public rights. Kasi ipoprotect nga niya, okay, yung ating mga scientists, inventors, and artists, pero for a limited period lang. Because after that limited period, yung mga gawa nila, okay, should inure to the benefit of the public. So mapupunta na yan sa public domain, okay, for diffusion of knowledge and information, for promotion of national development and progress and the common good. So yan talaga yung purpose, for the common good. Now let's go to the third paragraph. It is also the policy of the state to streamline administrative procedures of registering patents, trademarks, and copyright, to liberalize the registration on the transfer of technology, and to enhance the enforcement of intellectual property rights in the Philippines. Okay, so let's continue. Slide. Okay, so now I'll discuss what I'm saying, the balancing of rights. So the state balances, no, the private rights and the public rights. So ano yung balance? Sino yung private? The private are the inventors, scientists, and other gifted citizens. Dito naman sa kabila, yung public. Okay? So parang nagkakaroon ngayon ng deal. Okay? The state tells to the inventor, okay, we will protect you for a specific period. Okay? So 20 years. Diba? Kasi unang-una, sino naman ang mag-i-invent kung walang silang protection na makukuha? Like for example, nag-invent ka and then kinopya lang naman, 'di ba? Parang ang saklap naman nun. So paano na yung hirap mo doon, 'di ba? Ang hirap ng gumawa ng invention, also expensive, your time, your effort, your intellect, and then masasayang lang. That's why sasabihin ng state, okay, okay, we will protect your invention, but in exchange of that, you will disclose the invention. So after a period of time, okay, after 20 years from the date of filing of your invention, then your invention will now become part of the public domain. So that, okay, the public can use it to innovate and produce, okay, and produce improved products. Okay? So the protection given by the state now stimulates innovation and creativity. Kasi nga, bibigyan ng protection di ba? Yung inventors and other gifted citizens. And the public can benefit from those inventions. Now, after some time, no, pag natapos na yung term nung invention, magagamit naman na yung knowledge from that. Okay? So, next slide. So, what else? Paano naman yung mga hindi invention? Like for example, sa copyright. Yan. Ano naman yung balancing doon? So, remember, yung copyright naman, there's also a protection, no? Dun sa author. Ano naman yung pang-balance? Absolute ba yung protection? Actually, meron namang exception. Like for example, fair use. Diba? Because the purpose nga of intellectual property is for the common good. And also, may term din yung copyright. So it's lifetime of the author plus 50 years after death. And after that, it will now, the work will now belong to the public domain. To illustrate, okay, you can see here the very first model of a mobile phone. So the 8000X model, it received the FCC certification in 1983, okay, in 1983, and became the first cell phone to be offered commercially when it went on sale on March 6, 1983. It offered 30 minutes of talk time, and 8 hours of standby, and a LED display for dialing or recall of 30 phone numbers. 30 phone numbers lang. It was priced at $3,995 in 1983. So magkano yan sa peso? So Dynatac was the abbreviation of Dynamic Adaptive Total Area Coverage. So ang may-ari nito is Motorola. So this is the first commercially available cell phone. Okay, it was patented in 1970s and released in 1983. Yan, 70, 80. Yan. So Motorola, along with other companies, held patents on core mobile phone technologies, including wireless communication protocols, battery design, and antenna placement. So these patents give them exclusive rights, okay, exclusive rights, preventing others from copying their technology for a period, typically 20 years, okay? Because 20 years under the Philippine law. So, the patent has threefold purpose. First, nga, it fosters and rewards the invention. Then it promotes the disclosure of invention to stimulate further innovation and to permit the public to practice the invention once the patent expires. And also, yung stringent requirement for patent protection ensure that the ideas in the public domain remain there for the free use of the public. So, ito siya. Okay, saan ka na? Ito siya. Anong cellphone dyan ang inabutan nyo? Diba? Anong cellphone dyan yung inabutan nyo? So, 1983, yung Dynatac, no? Ng Motorola. So, when the patent expired, it became part of the public domain. So what happened is, it allowed other companies, no, like Nokia, Ericsson, Samsung, and Apple to build on the earlier innovations and improve mobile technology. Kaya nga ang ganda na ng mga cellphones natin ngayon. We can even study using our cell phone. So unlike before na meron kang ilang minutes lang na talk time, yun kanina, si Dynatac, it is only 30 minutes of talk time. 'Di ba? Ngayon, pwede nang mas matagal yung battery, mas marami ng functionalities. Actually, we are very dependent now on our cell phones. Yung schedule natin, for calling, dito na tayo nagde-Netflix, and everything. So, because of the expiry of the patent of the earlier phones, paganda tuloy ng paganda ang ating cellphone. So, improve yung battery life niya, mas maliit na, mas magaan, meron ng flip phones, 'di ba? Smartphones. Meron na tayo ngayong Wi-Fi. Dati 3G lang, then 4G, LTE, ngayon 5G na. Now, kung hindi nag-expire, kaya yung patent ni Motorola, or kaya wala tayong patent law na yung limited lang yung protection, monopoly sana yan ni Nokia, 'di ba? Ay Nokia Motorola. Di hanggang ngayon sana ganun kalalaki yung cellphones natin. But because, okay, of that balancing of rights wherein the state protects, no, the invention, okay? Only the inventor or the entity, no, manufactured it, the owner of the invention can use it for a limited period of time. They can profit from it. Pagkakitaan nila yan sobrang mahal. But after the expire of 20 years, bigay mo yan sa public domain. Then, kaya ngayon, mas mura na rin yung mga cellphones natin, mas maganda pa. So it encourages innovation and also competition, and at the end of it all, no, ang magbe-benefit niyan yung public. Now, another thing, like for example, this creation of Van Gogh, no, si Vincent Van Gogh namatay siya noong 1889. So, 'di ba? Ang expiry niyan is lifetime of author plus 50 years after death. So, some countries 70 years after death. So the copyright to this painting of Van Gogh expired in 1960. And with that expiration of copyright, ano yung ibig sabihin nun? So for now, anyone can now use, adapt, or reproduce it without asking from Van Gogh's heirs or without paying royalties. Diba? So pwede mo na natin yan i-print sa notebook. Pwede na tayong magkaroon ng reinterpretation, no, nung painting. Pwede na din namang magkaroon ng films or animations that can feature the painting freely. So without paying royalties. And this one, eto, bago-bago lang to nag-expire. Yung copyright ni Disney, no? Kay Steamboat Willie. Noong ano lang, January 2024. So that was last year. So it means now that pwede na rin gamitin, no? Yung adaptations, ganyan, ni Steamboat Willie. But beware also, because baka meron silang trademark registration in force. Like for example, ginamit mo yan sa damit, di ba? Eh, meron palang trademark registration. So patay ka. Pwede ka naman doon makasuhan trademark infringement. So be careful. So ito, sample ko lang, pinagawa ko to sa AI adaptation niya. Ang kamukha, di ba? Pero hindi eksakto. Okay, next. Ito, si Winnie the Pooh also. The copyright to Winnie the Pooh expired in 2022. Okay, so public domain na siya in 2022, which led to the creation of the horror movie Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey noong 2023. So kaya nagkaroon na ng mga adaptations, nagkaroon na ng ito nga mga horror movies. Another example, ito naman si Lipitor. Okay? So Lipitor, parang naririnig ko to sa mga medyo oldies na gamot nila. So si Lipitor, parang gamot yata ito sa cholesterol if I am not mistaken. Pero kung mali ako, patawad. Okay, hindi ko na tiningnan Pero yun yung pagkakaalam ko. Okay, so yung patent nito nag-expire like around 2009 yata. So before the expiry of the patent, kaya nung enforced pa yung patent for Lipitor, or actually Lipitor is the trademark, so the patent for atorvastatin, diba? Sila lang pwede mag-produce ng gamot na yon. Exclusive, sila lang. Diba? Ngayon kung sila lang ang nasa market na nakakapag-produce ng medicine na yon, they can command higher prices. So see, ngayon ang price niyan is 140 pesos. But before, baka sobrang taas nung price niyan. Kasi sila lang ang pwedeng gumamit. Sila lang din yung pwedeng mag-market. So si atorvastatin, merong patent si Pfizer para sa atorvastatin. But when it expired, okay, nung nag-expire na siya, what happened is, pwede na ngayong gumawa yung mga ibang manufacturers. So pwede na, parang kumbaga, naging generic na. Okay, naging generic na. Ay, generic actually si atorvastatin Yan yung generic name niya. So, pwede nilang gamitin. Actually, yung formulation. Pwede nang gamitin ng ibang manufacturers. That's why now, you have this right med. And if you can see, atorvastatin calcium din siya. And it's way cheaper than the one na kay Pfizer. So ngayon, brand na lang ngayon, titingnan mo kung sino nga ang mas gusto mo because there's already a cheaper brand. And this cheaper brand came about because they just got the information from the expired patent. And nasa public domain na kasi yan. So pwede na nilang gamitin yan. They can also improve from that. So pwede na yan, yung generic versions. And because of that, okay, nagkakaroon ngayon ng competition and now significantly lower na yung price. Actually, it's more than half yung presyo. It's not more than half. Less than pala, less than half. So half of 40 is 20. Ito 16.50 nga lang. Okay? Now, Section 3, this is the provision against international conventions and reciprocity. So alam niyo naman usually itong reciprocity principle na to. Okay? So a person who is a national or who is domiciled or has a real and effective industrial establishment in a country which is a party to any convention, treaty, or agreement relating to intellectual property rights or the repression of unfair competition to which the Philippines is also a party or extends reciprocal rights to nationals of the Philippines by law shall be entitled to the benefits to the extent necessary to give effect to any provision of such convention, treaty, or reciprocal law, in addition to the rights to which the owner of an intellectual property right is otherwise entitled by this act. Alam niyo na to. Okay? Next, Section 4. It states here, the term intellectual property rights consists of, so we have the IP code listed 7. So copyright and related rights, trademarks and service marks, geographic indications, industrial designs, patents, layout designs, or topographies of integrated circuits, and protection of undisclosed information. So actually sa IP code, hindi naman niya kasi define what is intellectual property. Nag-enumerate siya kung ano ang intellectual property. So we have 7. But for purposes, okay, of this subject, this SEM, so magfo-focus tayo sa copyright, patents, trademark, but we will also discuss industrial designs, utility models, kasi utility models are what is called petty patents, no? And we can also touch geographic indications also, if we will still have time, if we still have time later. Okay, now we have section 4.2. It says here, the term technology transfer arrangements refers to contracts or agreements involving the transfer of systematic knowledge for the manufacture of a product, the application of a process, or rendering of a service, including management contracts, and the transfer, assignment, or licensing of all forms of intellectual property rights, including licensing of computer software, except software developed for the mass market. So meron ding sa IPOPHIL, meron din silang bureau for this technology transfer arrangement. So section 5 only enumerates the functions of the intellectual property office or the IPO. So yan, the grant of letters patents, the examination of application of registration of marks, geographic indication, integrated circuits, yan, technology transfer arrangements, etc. So ito, pwede nyo na lang basahin. Kaya I don't need to explain one by one. Now, section 6 talks about the organizational structure of the IPO and the Director General and Deputies Director General. So actually, ito yung organizational structure ng IPOPHIL. So Office of the Director General, and then there are 2 deputies Director Generals. And then there are 7 bureaus. 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay. Now, dati yan, 6. Baka mamaya, old pa yung libro nyo. So remember ha, na merong amendment, no? Brought about by Republic Act 10372. So, dahil dyan nadagdag ito, Bureau of Copyright and Related Rights. Now, intellectual properties, I've told you earlier, it was not defined by the IP code. The IP code just enumerated, okay, the intellectual properties. But here, bigyan na lang natin siya ng definitions. And usual definition na binibigay dyan are creations of the mind. Tama nga naman eh. Creation siya ng mind. And for purposes of this subject, for this SEM, no, titingnan natin muna itong tatlong ito. Copyrights, patents, and trademarks. And gaya nga ng request nyo and all other students before, usually ang gusto nilang unahin, copyright. So unahin din natin na lang yung copyright. Pero ano ba yung pagkakaiba-iba nitong tatlo? So huwag niyong sasabihin na ipapapatent ko yung trademark ko. Okay? Mali yun. Or ipapakopyright ko yung trademark ko. Mali yun. So as law students now, no, kahit man lang sana pagtapos nung SEM na to, alam nyo na, malaman nyo kung ano yung copyright, patents, and trademarks. Okay, yung pagkakaiba. You should be able to distinguish these three properly. So here, when we say trademark, it is any visible sign capable of distinguishing the goods, trademark, or services service mark. So remember, it should be visible. But take note also na baka kapag mag-bar exam na kayo, baka biglang magkaroon ng amendment sa IP code na baka later hindi na visible sign ang requirement. Okay? Baka hindi na visible sign ang requirement. Baka later any sign na lang. Because in other countries, there are trademarks that are not visible, like sound marks, scent marks, etc. But for the Philippines, we only consider visible marks. So the first requirement, it should be visible. And the second is it should be distinct, or it should be able to distinguish the goods or services. So it can include names, logos, slogans, 3D marks, color marks, etc. Now, let's go to copyright. So copyright are literary and artistic works which are original intellectual creations in the literary and artistic domain protected from the moment of their creation. So ito na yung mga books, music, photographs, yan, copyrights. Okay, so now we have patentable inventions. So patentable inventions naman are technical solution of a problem in any field of human activity which is new. So tatlo yung requirement nito. It should be new, involves an inventive step, and is industrially applicable. So pwedeng magpapatent ng product or process. Okay? Now, paano magkakaroon ng trademark, copyright, and patent on your invention? First, for trademark, you have to apply and register your trademark. So it's protected for 10 years from the date of registration. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na 10 years lang because it can be renewable for periods of 10 years, okay? Provided that the maintenance requirements are met. So merong forever itong trademarks. So 10 years, every 10 years magre-request ka ng renewal. But make sure lang that you'll be able to meet the maintenance requirements. Now, how about for copyright? For copyright, hindi mo kailangan mag-apply. Hindi mo rin kailangan magpa-register because the protection exists automatically upon creation of the work. Question, paano kung gusto ko po mag-apply at mag-register? Pwede po ba? Of course, pwede. And the IPOPHIL encourages, no, that you apply or you register your works for you to have copyright. Bakit? Kasi evidence mo yun na sa'yo yung work. But it's not, okay? It's not mandatory, it's not required because the law says that protection exists at the moment of creation. And then the term of protection depends on the type of work. So usually, okay, for original works, it's 50, it's lifetime of author plus 50 years. Pero meron kasing iba na bumababa yan ng 25 years and then meron lang ding 20 years. So that's why it depends on the type of work. And we'll discuss that when we go into detail on the law of copyrights. So how about patentable inventions? So you have to apply also and register, no? Para mabigyan ka ng patent. Okay? So patent, yun yung parang pinaka-right mo over your invention. You'll be given a patent. So it's protected 20 years from filing date. So si trademark, 10 years from registration. Si patent, 20 years from filing date. And sorry, I was not able to put it here. This is non-renewable. So after 20 years, wala na. Okay? Bibigay mo na yan sa public domain, yung information about your patent. So, kagaya nga ng sabi ko kanina, others can use it for their research and innovate on your invention. They can actually use your invention and then improve on it without violating the law. Kasi nga, public domain na. Now, these three rights are distinct. And getting the right protection is very important. Kaya dapat alam nyo. Okay? Kasi tingnan natin itong case ni poster ads, the light boxes, no? This is the case of Pearl and Dean Incorporated, no? Versus Schumart Inc., CSM, and North EDSA Marketing Incorporated. So yung case na to is about the light boxes. Alam mo yung light boxes na na yung sa mga advertising displays na meron siyang printed na posters tapos naka-sandwich siya between plastic sheets tapos may illumination sa likod kaya maliwanag. So kagaya naman nitong mga nasa pictures na to, parang ganito, okay? Parang ganito. Now, ano nangyari sa case na ito? So this case is versus is between Pearl and Dean versus SM. SM na lang para hindi na SM. Mas madali. Now, ano nangyari dito? So si Pearl and Dean is involved in the manufacture and advertising of advertising displays, okay, known as poster ads. So now, yung poster ads nilang yun, they were able to secure a certificate of copyright registration. And then minamarket nila yung product na yan, yung advertising displays, using the term poster ads. So poster ads yung tawag nila. Now, naparegister din nila yung poster ads actually. So ano ang meron sila? The copyright registration over the light boxes and trademark registration over poster ads. Okay? Nga lang, yung poster ads, pina-trademark nila na ang coverage, stationaries, stationaries and paper. Ano nangyari nito? Ano yung kwento nito? So, yun na, alam niyo na, meron siyang copyright over the light boxes and trademark over the poster ads. So, sometime in 1985, eto si Pearl and Dean, nakipag-negotiate siya kay SM. Okay? Kay Schumart Incorporated, kay SM. Na-installan niya ng light boxes yung SM City North EDSA. But during that time, ginagawa kasi yung SM City North EDSA. Kaya sabi ng SM, pwede sa na lang, SM Cubao and SM Makati. So what happened is, nag-send ngayon ng contract, ito si Pearl and Dean, okay, sa SM Cubao at saka SM Makati. Now, September siya nagpadala ng contract. October naman, bumalik yung contract. But SM Makati lang ang bumalik na contract na may na-sign na. Then, nag-inquire ngayon si Pearl and Dean. Bakit sabi niya na wala yung contract for SM Cubao? Ay hindi na sumagot si SMI or si SM Incorporated, si SM. So that was October. So, October, November, December, January, 3 months lang. Pagdating ng January 1986, sumulat ngayon si SM kay Pearl and Dean. Sabi niya, nire-rescind na namin yung contract. Allegedly, due to non-performance of terms thereof. Eh di parang nawalan tuloy ng business ngayon. May kontrata na tapos ni-rescind yung contract. And then, 2 years later, no? 2 years later, etong si Pearl and Dean kasi, business niya yun, no? Yung manufacturing of advertising displays. Pero, ang tagagawa niya si Metro Industrial Services. Etong nandito sa baba. Okay? Siya yung tagagawa niya ng light boxes. So, di ba, hindi na sila natuloy ni SM sa kontrata nila. So, what happened is, after 2 years, pagka-rescind ni SM dun sa contract nila for the installation of light boxes, eto si Metro Industrial Services, inoferan si SM para mag-fabricate ng mga light boxes. And inapprove ni SM for 10 light boxes. Hindi na-approve, 10 light boxes. And after that, no, nang natapos yung contract nila, SM engaged, no, the services of EYD Rainbow Advertising to fabricate light boxes for them. So some 300 light boxes were fabricated. Di ba? Nag-fabricate na lang siya ng sarili niya. Now, in 1989, so si Pearl and Dean received reports that exact copies of the light boxes were installed at SM City and SM Cubao and other 2 SM stores. Diba? So what happened is, sinulatan niya ngayon si SM. Nasabi niya parang, stop yung paggamit nyo nung light boxes sa mga SM stores nyo. Sabi niya, you stop. And then, sinabihan din itong si NorthEd sa marketing kasi sila yung nagmamarket nung mga light boxes. Sinabihan din na to stop marketing kasi ginamit pati nila pati yung term na poster ads. So si NorthEd sa marketing, minamarket din niya yan as poster ads sa mga tenants nila actually. Now, so pagka-receive naman ng letter, huminto naman si SM muna. So, sinuspend muna nila yung pag-release ng mga light boxes. Diba around 300 yon. So may mga natira, 224 daw, sabi sa case. Sinuspend muna nila yung leasing. Now, claiming that SM and NEMI, si NorthEd sa marketing, failed to meet all its demands, si Pearl and Dean filed a case for infringement of trademark and copyright. Okay? So, ano ang final niya? Case for infringement of trademark and copyright. Unang-una, ano ang meron siyang registration? Meron siyang copyright registration, di ba? Over the light boxes, and then meron siyang trademark registration over the poster ads. So tama ba na trademark infringement at copyright infringement? Ang final niya, of course, kasi yun ngayon meron siyang registration. Okay? Now, sa RTC, nag-decide in favor of Pearl and Dean. So, kanina pa pala nandito to. Gusto ko sana kayo pahulain kung sino yung mananalo. No? Nag-decide in favor of Pearl and Dean. Siyempre, natalo si SM, in-appeal niya. Okay? Sa Court of Appeals. So, what happened in the Court of Appeals? Ni-reverse naman ngayon ni Court of Appeals. Ano yung sabi ng Court of Appeals? When a drawing is technical and depicts a utilitarian object, a copyright over the drawings like the plaintiff appellants will not extend to the actual object. Okay? So kapag drawing yan, meron kang copyright registration over the drawings, edi protected ka dun sa drawing. Pero hindi ka protected dun sa actual object. Okay? So kapag yung drawing mo, pina-photocopy, then there's copyright infringement. Pero pag yung drawing mo isinabuhay at ginawang actual object, ay wala kang habol doon. Hindi yan copyright infringement. So ano pa yung sabi ng Court of Appeals? Sa Court of Appeals pa lang, ang ganda na nung ano nila nung reasons nila for their decision. Ang sabi sa Court of Appeals is to give, okay, a monopoly in the underlying art when no examination of its novelty has ever been made would be a surprise and fraud upon the public. That is the province of letters patent and not copyright. So actually sa akin, ito yung favorite na line ko dun eh. 'Di ba? It would be a fraud upon the public. Bakit? Para ka magkaroon ng patent, katakot-takot yan na examination ang ginagawa ng patent office. So they do a prior art search na ibig sabihin, yung invention, wala talagang nag-exist pa ng ganon anywhere in the world. So lahat yan sinesearch. Then tinitingnan, may inventive step ba yan? Industrially applicable ba yan? So katakot-takot at napakahabang examination yung ginagawa bago pa mag-grant, no? Bago ka pa mabigyan ng patent over an invention. So in this case, parang shortcut mo naman, 'di ba? Pumunta ka, nagpa-register ka, copyright, which is mas madali, and actually it's not required pa nga to register, 'di ba? And then gusto mo meron kang patent protection, in a way patent protection kasi gusto mo yung actual object, okay ka din. Hindi pwede yun. Okay? Hindi pwede yun. Protected ka lang dun sa drawing mo. So pag pina-photocopy yan, pwede mo habulin. Pag pinicturan yan, tapos nireproduce, pwede mong habulin. Pero pag ginawa yung totoong bagay, wala kang habol doon because that's already a functional object and it is the subject of patents. So syempre, sinong nanalo dito? Si SM na. Now, inakyat ni Pearl and Dean sa Supreme Court. So ano naman ang sabi ng Supreme Court? Sabi ng Supreme Court, petitioner's copyright protection extended only to the technical drawings and not to the light boxes itself, because the latter was not at all in the category of prints, pictorial illustrations, advertising copies, labels, tags, and box wraps. Yan yung sinasabi na statutory grant lang yung copyright. So kung wala doon, wala. Okay? Wala kang protection. Now, ano pa sabi? What the law does not include, it excludes. And for the good reason. The light box was not a literary or artistic piece which could be copyrighted under the law. O hindi naman kasi literary or artistic piece yung mismong light box. Just in case yung mismong light box yung dadalhin mo at ipapa-register mo for you to have copyright. So, sabi dun sa case, no, inadmit pa ni Pearl and Dean that the light box was neither a literary or an artistic work, but an engineering marketing innovation. So sila mismo, in-acknowledge nila na it's an innovation. In a way, parang invention siya. Diba? So, sinong nanalo dito? Okay, it's SM. But in this case, ang pinopoint out talaga ng case nito, and even, no, ang Supreme Court sa case na to ay, hello, diba? Etong mga to, they are different animals. Huwag niyong paghalu-haluin. So yun yung gist nung case. Huwag niyong paghalu-haluin. These are these are completely distinct from one another. and the protection afforded to one cannot be used interchangeably to cover items or works that exclusively pertain to the others. Okay, so ito yung definition ulit na binigay, no? Ng Supreme Court na andun sa case. So again, trademark is any visible sign capable of distinguishing the goods or services of an enterprise and shall include a mark or stamp container of the goods. Nasa IP code ito. Okay, 121.1. Sa trade name, it's a name or designation identifying or distinguishing an enterprise. Ang copyright naman, these are literary and artistic works which are original intellectual creations in the literary and artistic domain protected from the moment of their creation. Actually, ito pala, hindi siya yung nandun sa actual na case. Sinupply ko yata ito. Kasi ang sinabi lang doon is copyright is limited to the literary and artistic domain. And patentable invention is a technical solution of a problem in any field of human activity which is new, involves an inventive step, and is industrially applicable. So this one then is nasa IP code. Okay, so ito yung pinopoint out na pagkakaiba nito, mga rights na to. Okay? So yan, kita nyo na parang nalito no? Papel lang yung kanyang pinarehistro, yung drawing lang, tapos gusto niya, kanya na yung um, innovation na yon. Okay? Kanya na yung object. Hindi naman pwede. Kasi kapag ganun, ay di magdodrawing ako ng eroplano, for example. 'Di ba? O, from the moment of creation, protected na yung drawing kong eroplano. Ibig bang sabihin, yung totoong eroplano, hindi na nila pwedeng gamitin yun kasi kinopya yung nasa drawing ko. Hindi ganun. 'Di ba? Because yung totoong eroplano, kung ano man yung mga features or inventions na nandoon, patent yun. Okay? Sa patent nila, pinaregister yun. Katakot-takot na examination ng patent office before nabigyan sila ng patent. So, hindi pwedeng mag-shortcut. So, I'm just exaggerating, no? I'm just exaggerating for you to really understand. So, hindi pwede yun. Drawing ka lang tapos sa'yo na yung actual product. May protection ka na. Hindi ganun yun. Okay? And there's also another case, this case of Chin Chun Su. So kung kilala niyo si Chin Chun Su, malamang-lamang kaedad ko yun. So Elidad ko versus Court of Appeals. So ito naman, Chin Chun Su, okay? Ito naman, si Chin Chun Su, meron siyang copyright over the Chin Chun Su and Oval Cream container. So meron din siyang patent rights, no? Over dito sa cream. Tapos ang kalaban niya is si Somerville. Okay? Si Somerville company. Company to si Somerville eh. Si Somerville naman, nagbebenta siya at nag-advertise under the brand name Chinchunsu. Kasi exclusive distributor sila nung may-ari ng Chinchunsu sa Taiwan. So what happened is, eto si Ko applied for the issuance of a preliminary injunctive order on the ground that he is entitled to the use of trademark Chinchunsu and its container based on copyright and patent over the same. Okay, so ano meron siya? Si Ko, meron siyang copyright at saka patent. Pero sinasabi niya na entitled siya, okay, to use the trademark Chinchunsu. Trademark yung hinahabol niya. Ang meron siya copyright at saka patent. So balik tayo. Diba? Dun sa sinabi ng Supreme Court, these are distinct rights. And the protection afforded to one cannot be used interchangeably. Kung meron ka, copyright at saka patent. Di ba iba protection nun? Hindi mo pwedeng habulin yung trademark. So ano yung sabi ng Supreme Court? A preliminary injunctive order cannot be issued for the reason that the petitioner has not proven that she has a clear right over the said name and contain to that that he has a clear right to the name, and she registered the same as a trademark. Okay? And that she registered the same as a trademark. Sa Supreme Court, hindi mo pinaregister as a trademark eh. O bakit ngayon naghahabol ka? Diba? That you are entitled to use it as a trademark. Diba? So yan, kasi magkaiba. Ang meron ka, copyright and patent. Then there's another one, the case of Ching versus Salinas. Ito naman, it involves vehicle bushing. So this one, si Ching is a manufacturer of vehicle bushing made of plastic. So sabihin na natin, invention niya yun kasi made of plastic para matagal masira. Ganyan. Now, September 4, look at the dates, no? September 4, 2001, nagpunta siya sa National Library, pinarehistro niya. Ito, yung bushing. Hindi siya nagpunta pala. September 4, 2001, nakuha niya yung certificate of registration niya for copyright. For copyright. Actually, madali kasing magpa-register din dito eh. Even now, madali siya. Now, that's September 4. On September 20, 2001, he requested NBI for investigative assistance for the apprehension of illegal manufacturers and or distributors. Kasi nababalitaan niya na eh, na meron ng ibang manufacturer or distributor ng same, no, na bushing made of plastic. Now, si NBI filed an application for search warrant with the RTC of Manila for violation nga ng copyright laws. Okay? Actually, violation of 177.1, which is the reproduction of the work, and 177.3, the first public distribution of the work. Okay? Now, si respondent naman, as Salinas, nag-file ng motion to quash, no, the search warrant. Kasi ang contention niya is the subject matter are not artistic or literary. Totoo, artistic ba yan? Literary ba yan? So the subject matter of the registration are spare parts of automobiles. Okay, they are not original. They are not artistic, sabi niya. Technology yun eh. So this proper subject yan ng patent at hindi copyright. Kaya kinakwash niya yung search warrant. So what happened is, sabi ng RTC, the RTC granted the motion to quash. Sabi ng RTC, there's no probable cause for the issuance of the search warrant because the product pertained to a technical solution and are not literary or artistic. Ay nag-appeal pa sila sa Court of Appeals, nag-motion for recon na dismiss. And then finally sa Supreme Court, the Supreme Court said the works of the petitioner may be the proper subject of patent. So in that case, it does not entitle him, si Ching, to the issuance of a search warrant in violation of the copyright laws. So again, yun na naman. Meron lang siyang copyright na napakadaling kunin. Okay, and actually, kahit nga hindi ka magparehistro because it's protected at the moment of creation, pero ang hinahabol niya are actual products. And the actual products are not literary or artistic works. Diba? These are technology, objects daw of technology, use technology. So, most probably, patent yan or utility model. So, hindi ka pwedeng maghabol ng patent. Habulin mo yung object ng patents when what you have is copyright. So, in this case, balik na naman. Sinabi na naman, magkakaiba yan. Different yan. They are distinct. Huwag niyong palitin. Okay? So for now, I hope no na naintindihan nyo itong tatlo, no, the copyright, trademark, and patent. And also, naintindihan nyo din ano yung purpose ng intellectual property. Bakit tayo merong intellectual property laws? So this one is my favorite bar exam question, but we will discuss it next time when we go to copyright laws. Bakit favorite bar exam question? Kasi this is the time when I took the bar exam. Ito yung question noon. Okay? So, thank you class. I hope, no, mas naintindihan niyo ngayon. And if you have some comments about the lecture, feel free to message me. Okay? Bye-bye and good night. God bless sa ating lahat and study well.